Happy Monday. Welcome to the Sneak Preview, our podcast where we follow the current film release calendar. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre, and today is extra special because it's Filmgazm Productions co-founder Caleb Leger's first Sneak Preview. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good to be here.
For those of you who don't know, Caleb recently made his debut on the Filmgazm podcast with Leprechaun and Jurassic Park, and he's here today to help me review the recently released Bob Odenkirk-led action thriller Nobody. First thoughts, very exciting movie, and psyched to talk about it.
Yeah, agreed. I kind of went in blind mostly. I did not see a single trailer. Not because I chose to, let that be known. Because of circumstances with my personal life.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen a trailer, so I went in blind. I just knew reviews from it and what people were saying and how good it was. And yeah, I walked away going, wow. That was impressive. I was not expecting that from Bob Odenkirk at all.
Yeah, his stock has risen significantly in the past 10 years. Like, Jesus Christ, he's at the top now. Very happy for that because he's a talented actor who doesn't seem to think he's a talented actor, which is hilarious. Before we get into that, let's take a look at what happened last week in film. Last week in film. First up, trailer time. The big one this past week was the Red Band trailer for DC's next film, the R-rated reboot/sequel, The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn, set for release on August 6th. And this looks fucking awesome. Like, who else but James Gunn could do this?
So I saw that trailer when I was eating breakfast, and fuck, it looks good. Like, it's almost as if like the best thing that could have happened was James Gunn getting temporarily fired from Guardians 3 to do this, because now we live in a world where we're getting this movie and Guardians 3 both from James Gunn. Yeah. And this looks amazing alone.
Well, I mean, it already looks like a huge improvement on 2016 Suicide Squad, which got, just wrecked by the suits. And with this one, it looks like, they're embracing the weird side of this group, which is perfect because James Gunn, his, expertise is weird stories. And he's already proven what he can do with Marvel's material. And now we're going to get to see fucking Starro the Conqueror for the first time on the big screen. I can't wait. I'm so excited for this.
Oh, not just that, but what I love is that he likes doing the characters that don't get movie treatments. Yes, you have Harley Quinn in, and you got some people that have been in movies numerous times, but he also has Polka Dot Man, of all people.
I think the big one is fucking King Shark.
Voiced by Stallone.
Wow, what? I got no words. It's just it's perfect.
When I didn't even know that until I saw that the next day after the trailer, and they were like, yeah, it's confirmed he's voicing King Shark. And I was like, what?
That's fantastic. I do love that he kept what wasn't broken. He kept Margot Robbie, Viola Davis, Jai Courtney, and Joel Kinnaman, but cleaned house and started from scratch with a whole new team. I mean, John Cena's Peacemaker looks ridiculous, but so fun.
John Cena is to me right now very underappreciated as far as his switch to acting.
Yeah,
because I've seen him in a lot of the comedies he's done, and he's fucking hilarious. And he looks like he's gonna be just as good in this. I hope this actually brings some. I know he's not underappreciated. He's a famous wrestler and transitioning, but he's definitely, to me, making that transition really good. And this looks like he's going to keep doing that.
Well, he's already got a HBO Max series spinoff set for the Peacemaker.
Look, based off this trailer, I'm down to see it. I love that whole if this island was filled with dicks,
do it for liberty.
And I would do it gladly.
Crazy motherfucker. I love that he's been described as a douchey Captain America. I mean, I'm on board immediately.
I like him. Idris Elba.
Bloodsport.
That's going to be awesome. Like you said, they're keeping what works. So you get Margot Robbie, who's proven to be really, really good as Harley Quinn. So I'm glad she's staying. Again, I did like Viola Davis in the first Suicide Squad, so the fact that she's coming back is good. And I like how, yes, they kept Joel Kinnaman, but they have completely changed his character to make him a lot more fun to watch.
Yeah. I'm psyched.
Right.
I really hope the suits stay the fuck out of this. I think the fact that, James Gunn could pretty much write his own ticket and it's rated R proves that I think they are staying out of it.
Yeah, I think that, and the fact that how he got hired tells me they will stay out of it. I think because of the fact that he pretty much got hired because Marvel let him go and DC wanted a chance to swoop in there.
The Suicide Squad is the closest thing that DC has to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. So I think this is going to be a case where, yeah, they stay out of it. They've been doing a mostly good job of staying out of it and giving us actual good movies since Aquaman, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No,
because we got Wonder Woman 1984.
I haven't seen it yet, and I have not heard good things. So
yeah, that movie suffers from a serious lack of focus and just kind of.
Was that the studio's fault or the director doing that classic biting off more than she can chew with a sequel? Because that happens a lot with superhero films too.
True, but I mean, her track records. Wonder Woman, the first one, was really good because she was able to do what she wanted. I feel like Wonder Woman 1984, because the studios saw the first one as a hit, that they micromanaged her to hell. That's what I think happened. But okay. I got nothing to back that up. That's just what I think. But it could be Patty Jenkins just went, she broke the camel's back. That could be it.
Yeah. That's what I say. Like that one, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it's not impossible with fucking Warner Brothers, but at the same time, like I've also seen it where they bite off more than they can chew, and then we get like this overstuffed movie.
Oh, yes. Well, that looks great. Suicide Squad. I wish they titled it something different. I think The Suicide Squad is a little clunky, but I don't care.
Yeah, we live in a world where we have to deal with 9 Fast and Furious titles, so it's okay with me.
Yeah, bringing it back to John Cena.
And you know what? I'm saying it right now. I'm probably going to see the 9th movie in theaters because I've seen them all at this point.
I'm interested to see how a man so determined and obsessed with family has never mentioned a renegade special forces little brother.
That's the part in the trailer that had you, not the end of the trailer when a character comes back from the dead.
That one too, and they are doing that entirely because they've chosen to make Deckard Shaw a good guy now, so they can't have him, the death of a friend on his conscience anymore. So they just erased it. Oh.
I'm sure they'll come up with a not convoluted and easy way to explain it. I'm sure.
The Fast and Furious movies are terrible storytelling, but they are fun as fuck and billion-dollar grossers now. So I don't, I
remember seeing the first one on TV and thinking that was a good movie. I never thought it'd go on to spawn 9 sequels and a spinoff.
I can't believe that in the first movie they are stealing like fatback TVs and VCRs. And now in part 9, they're working for like the fucking CIA for some reason. Like the CIA hires, LA street racer. Like, are you kidding me?
They're working for Mr. Nobody. Okay.
It's so over the top and I love it. Oh, yeah, that'll be fun. Fast, we will for sure be doing F9 as it's called on this show when it comes out.
It's the titles of these movies. F9, the Fast Saga. What the fuck are you going to call the last one? The 10th one?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be on the moon or some shit.
They keep hinting at it, and honestly, at this point, okay.
I calling it right now. When 10 comes out, somehow we are going to see Dom's like muscle car Tokyo Drift on either an asteroid or the space station. That's going to happen. And I'll be there.
We're watching.
The other trailer that came out this week, and this came out literally today. I watched this trailer right before we started recording. a film called Stowaway, set for a
Oh.
Netflix release on April 22nd. Did you get a chance to check out this trailer?
Yes, I saw it a couple of days ago, actually.
Oh, well, I'm behind it then. Uh,
You scared me. I was like, oh shit, I haven't watched any trailers today. I've just been watching Joe Bob. And then you saw the title. I was like, oh, okay.
well, I saw it today. I thought it was new, but whatever. Still, it looks intriguing. Anna Kendrick, Toni Collette, Daniel Day Kim, and Shamir Anderson. A guy wakes up like on a Mars mission. He got stuck in the vents or something, and he's trapped on this 2-year mission to Mars, but they do not have enough on board to sustain 4 people. That is an interesting concept, and I'm intrigued by this one. So this one will also come up on the show at some point. Well, not at some point. April 22nd. It's a very structured show.
Yeah. I'm interested. I'm not like super excited just because I like the cast. Love Toni Collette. She's pretty much like core royalty at this point. But at the same time, Netflix's track record of movies is like 50-50 at best.
True. Lately, they've been like, I think quality's been going up lately.
I've been gone for a year, so I don't know.
That's true.
There's a year gap in quality that I've missed out on.
Fair enough. Well, they've been doing a lot of space movies. Like they did The Midnight Sky this past December with George Clooney, which I enjoyed. A lot of people didn't, but I thought was pretty good. So we'll see. I'm going to watch it, and I'll judge it for myself.
I'll still check it out. I'm still a sucker because it's streaming. I'm home, so it's convenient.
Yeah. Well, and also I'm on a personal quest to watch every movie that comes out this year, and I'm doing a pretty damn good job so far.
You say that now, but this is sounding like the year is supposed to be reopening, so I feel like eventually you're going to hit a month where you get just flooded.
Bring it on. I have been wanting nothing less.
You say that now, I'm waiting for the text of you just drowning on. I can't do it.
No, man. This is what I live for. I mean, we had a week, when we did Moxie where I, tackled 3 additional movies and gave my 2 cents, and we still had a decent show, I do think. So bring it on.
Do you like living your life a quarter mile at a time? Bring it back.
Oh, God. Ridiculous movie. Next up, Disney has pushed Black Widow to July 9th, where it will get a simultaneous release in theaters and on Disney Plus for an additional $30 fee for premiere access, which is, I've been very vocal about how much that's complete horseshit. But at least we'll finally get to see this damn thing. I'll be there at the movies.
Yeah, I'm not paying $30 on Disney Plus when HBO Max lets me watch their stuff for free if it's a new release. And yeah, no, I'll go see it in theaters. Obviously, I need to hurry up once I get through with my Joe Bob. I need to hurry up and watch WandaVision, and more likely it will be completely done at that point. Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I will make a point to catch up on the shows because I know they're connected this phase.
True, but considering Black Widow was originally supposed to come out before all that, I think you're fine.
True, but I also know that Feige has contingency plans like he's Batman or something, so I don't want to risk it.
I didn't know about the contingency plan. That's awesome.
He said on numerous interviews I've heard when people are worried about whenever they shift movies around, he's like, "Oh, no, right, I got plans after plans on how we're doing this."
Jesus, I love his forward thinking. Jesus, so great. Yeah, I'm behind on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I got to get up on that too.
Yeah, I know. I know it's only I think 2 episodes now are out, but I've heard really good things about both episodes. So
I've been staying away from it because I don't want to accidentally get anything spoiled for me. But yeah, I've no doubts. I'm sure it'll be fantastic. Also, Disney has pushed Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings to September 3rd. I'll be amazed if that actually comes out this year. Because we've gotten virtually nothing on that film.
Yeah, I haven't heard Marvel, besides the Black Widow trailer, everything else you just hear release date changes. Nothing Oh, so like, and I'm sure they'll come out with it unless they want to Inhumans the shit out of that, which I don't know. I still wonder why they did what they did with that movie. Well, TV show now. Uh,
What a waste.
yeah, but I'm sure it'll come out just whenever they decide, whenever Feige works out whatever plan XYZ he wants to do.
I doubt Shang-Chi, Eternals, or Spider-Man are coming out this year. I doubt it.
Yeah, well, I have a little bit more faith for Spider-Man just because I know, like, I remember you were telling me when I was on deployment, all the news they were announcing. So there's been actual news on that front, but I don't think they filmed it yet, have they?
No, I think they're in the midst.
Okay,
They just started.
Okay, that one they might be able to pull it off, but it's 50-50. Like that one is shaky.
Well, I have a feeling that Sony's going to hold that one up because I think they have say in most of the production of this film. So if it does come out, it's going to be because Sony won't let them move it.
Sony's pissing me off with this whole thing. Like they finally agreed to a deal with Marvel. Marvel gives them 2 big hit Spider-Man movies. 2. Where they're sharing the piece of that pie with Sony. And then Sony turns around and wants to play hardball when the 3rd movie is getting ready to come out. Because what? The animated film was a huge success?
That and because Venom was a huge success.
Yeah, except Venom only worked because of Tom Hardy. I mean, I didn't completely hate it, but most of why I liked it was 100% Tom Hardy. Not really everything else about that movie.
Well, yeah, but Sony sees dollar signs and they see we don't need Marvel to make money. And that is dangerous.
That is because since then, pandemic hit and they had Morbius coming out, but okay, I'll see how that. I'm still skeptical a little bit because again, Venom only worked because of Tom Hardy for me. Jared Leto doesn't have that factor like Tom Hardy does.
Yeah, but Morbius has potentially Michael Keaton as the Vulture in that movie.
That would
could be linked to the MCU, which means Sony may be about to play ball. We don't know.
I hope they do. It would be nice. Because I know I only mentioned the animated film, but I did really like Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
To the point that I've been playing whenever I can. I play a little of that Spider-Man Miles Morales. You get the Into the Spider-Verse skin. I definitely put it on. I'm playing as Into the Spider-Verse skin.
That's cool.
Yeah.
James Marsden and Idina Menzel are returning for the Disney sequel Disenchanted, joining Amy Adams and Patrick Dempsey, who have already been announced as returning. This will be a Disney Plus release, and I guess Happily Ever After does not last forever. I haven't seen Enchanted in like 10, 15 years. I saw it when I was a kid, and I remember thinking, I'm not really enjoying this that much. So I haven't watched it since.
Same. I haven't watched it since. I like Amy Adams. I usually like whatever she does. But yeah, honestly, on the Disney Plus front, I remember between you and this newspaper we got on the boat called Stars and Stripes, basically like a military newspaper, they had put in the thing when Disney Plus made their huge slate announcement.
Oh yeah.
And I remember like the Star Wars shows and the Marvel shows got me super excited. And then I read the movies list, like the things on there. Mm-hmm. And not a single thing on there made me go, oh my God. Like Disenchanted, Hocus Pocus 2. I was like, all right. Cool.
I think the one that's most like the weirdest one I think is Cruella. Like, I don't know why they're taking like a girl power approach to it, where like Cruella DeVille has never been viewed as like a possible feminist icon. Her whole deal is she wants to kill all these puppies. Like, there's no way to justify that one.
It has to do with it just has to do with our political climate right now, our social climate.
But there's so many other characters they could have used for this idea, and they went with the dog killer.
I'm with you, but with that said, what I've really hated about these live action things they've been doing is that they've been plot for plot the movie, except inferior. That's true. It's why honestly I have yet to watch Aladdin, have yet to watch Lion King. I'm like, I don't care. Like I have the animated films that I love way more.
If you can just forget that Robin Williams played the genie, Aladdin is not bad. Apart from the guy who plays Jafar, he was terrible.
You're asking so much of me right now.
I know.
You're saying, hey, you know your childhood that you grew up with?
I'm right there. I know it was tough, but Will Smith does a decent job at doing his own thing.
I've heard Will Smith is not bad.
He's not.
And I like Will Smith. I like Will Smith a lot.
I'm on the fence. I was a fan. I lately not really.
I like Bad Boys for Life a lot.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah. But like, okay, when Disney did Maleficent, I haven't seen the sequel. I've only seen the first one, but I actually really like Maleficent because it said, okay, how do we approach this like animated film we did years ago, but put a twist to get people that have seen it interested? Oh, we just do a different side of the story, which they did.
Yeah, that's why I like the Jungle Book, because the Jungle Book added to the story. It gave you more plot, and I appreciated that. Beauty and the Beast was pure nostalgia, and that just got me in the heart, and I can't hate that.
Yeah.
Lion King pissed me off. The Lion King remake was shot for shot. And it was just like the same dialogue, the same songs. Beyonce got one extra song. All the voice cast is barely trying. James Earl Jones would rather be anywhere else. And it's just terrible. I was so upset. I was like, why does this exist? It's the same exact movie. All it did was give Disney another $1 billion.
Yeah. I'm not going to rush to see Lion King. I might see Cruella again. Like, on one hand, they were going at it from a different angle.
Yeah.
Which I like. But yeah, it's you pick the person whose whole plot in the cartoon was to kill the dogs.
Like every other Disney villain has like another side of their personality that you could explore. This woman is, I want to kill puppies, and that's all I want. Like there's no nuance to Cruella de Vil. Well, I have to see it. I'm doing a current movie podcast, so Cruella will come up on this show.
And I like Emma Stone. I'm an Emma Stone fan, so
I am too.
And I think she'll be really good. You want to hear something that will kill you because we're not too far apart in age? I took some buddies of mine when Zombieland Double Tap came out to go see it. Mm-hmm. Now these guys are like at most 2021, right? Mm-hmm. It's a couple of guys from the Bowden division.
Okay.
And Emma Stone, I think she's not far off from our age. She's like 30, 31. She's around there, right?
Yeah.
We get done watching the movie. We're leaving. We're talking about how much we liked it because I really like Double Tap.
Me too.
And one of the guys back there goes, man, Emma Stone got old. And I'm just like, what did you just say? I'm not far from her age, asshole.
If anybody got old, it's Abigail Breslin. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm like, she looks the same as when I first remember seeing her in the first movie 10 years ago.
I remember Zombieland is the first R-rated movie I was turned away from. That was funny. It was me and my friend Colton at the time, back in Maryland, in 2009. So I was 14, and we bought, like, we were gonna go buy tickets, and the guy said, like, it's rated R, you can't go in. And I'm like, I didn't prepare for this. What do we do now? He called his grandma, and Colton's grandma saw Zombieland with us. And it was a great movie. I had a great time, but I was like hoping she was just going to buy the tickets and leave. But nope, she stayed with watched the movie with us.
I made my parents sit there. As soon as I got on Blu-ray, like, you guys have to watch this movie. It is so funny.
I was so jazzed that Zombieland 2 was good. I was really hoping it was going to be good, and I loved it. I thought it was just as good as the first one.
Oh, yeah. It was so funny. As soon as I saw that trailer, I was like, oh, yes, we might have something here.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Moving on. Promising young woman, writer and director Emerald Fennell has been tapped by DC and Warner Brothers to write a Zatanna movie. Just adding to their ongoing announcements of movies that probably will never happen. No, any up and comer, anybody who does anything remotely successful, DC's like, hey, you want Want to write a movie based on one of our characters and we'll never produce it? How's that sound?
It's almost like they don't want Marvel to get them. So like, hey, can you do one of our characters? And it's annoying because Marvel announces a movie and I get excited because I know eventually, unlike that one time with Inhumans, it's going to come out and I can be excited. But DC will announce a movie and I'll be like, oh, fuck yeah. And then all of a sudden it won't come out. Like Green Lanterns, the Green Lantern Corps movie was supposed to have come out last year.
Yeah.
If you all recall the original date, never got it. I was chazzed. I was like, oh, they are going to try to redeem Green Lantern, and it never happened.
Batgirl, Cyborg. Yep. Nope. Never happening. It's like, DC and Marvel are playing tag on the playground, and DC is that annoying kid who just keeps yelling timeout right before he gets tagged. That's what this is. You're right. They are poaching talent because they don't want Marvel to have it. That's exactly what's happening.
So Marvel doesn't give a shit. They're like, we don't care. We have the second highest grossing film of all time. Avatar beat it recently because
I know. That's a sensitive. That's an open wound over here. I was very upset about that.
Really? Am I about to tap into something again without knowing it?
No, I'm holding it down.
It's good. Just know that it's the second highest grossing film of all time now.
What? I don't think it's fair that you can just re-release movies like that and get a little boost. I don't think that should be allowed. I'm not cool. I'm not okay with this.
Honestly, it bugged me too when I heard that like they re-released it in China. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Fucking cheating. That's what that is.
It is. And honestly, between the two movies, while I do enjoy watching Avatar, I liked Endgame a lot more. It's a better movie.
Yeah, significantly. Moving on. Helen Mirren has been cast as the villain Hespera in Shazam! Fury of the Gods, set for release in 2023. Weirdly, Hespera is an original character, described as the daughter of the Titan Atlas. So not a DC Comics character, which is weird. And I'm psyched. I like Helen Mirren a lot. I enjoyed Shazam. Wish she was playing a comic book character, but, we'll see where this is going.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Helen Mirren a lot. And I really enjoyed Shazam. I was hoping they'd make a sequel. So I'm glad to hear there is one coming out, and we got some pretty good talent attached. So
I agree. Next up, this was really exciting. Pierce Brosnan has been cast as DC hero Dr. Fate in the upcoming Black Adam film, which is currently in production. This movie is going to feature the Justice Society of America, so they're rounding that out. And Pierce Brosnan is a great person to attach to Dr. Fate. That's going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to that. I do think it's weird that Black Adam's just getting his own movie.
Yeah, me too. I don't quite get that.
I don't understand why. I mean, only way I can justify is because it's The Rock and his personality will guarantee this being a smash hit. But at the same time, like, I really want him in a Shazam movie because I actually think he would play really well off of Zachary Levi.
Yeah, well, Black Adam's his arch nemesis. Like, why is that not happening?
Yeah. Because like comics wise, arch nemesis, I think actors wise, with how Levi portrayed Shazam in the first movie, how well he did it, I feel like they would actually do a really good job together in the same movie.
I agree. And this is almost like a passion project for Dwayne Johnson now. And they've been trying to make this for years now. I hope it finally happens, if only so we can stop talking about it. I feel like we've been talking about this movie for like 8-9 years now.
He's really wanted this. Apparently a lot more than a Fast and Furious sequel. He's wanted Black Adam.
Well, we all know the bad blood there.
Yeah.
And one more DC announcement. Ron Livingston has been cast as Henry Allen in the upcoming Flash film, replacing Billy Crudup. So Peter Gibbons is getting a new job. Very excited. I love Ron Livingston. So yeah. I'm psyched.
Yeah, he's funny. I'm psyched, but I'm honestly, being honest, Flash, not super excited for because it's been delayed, cast changes, rewrites, like so much shit's happened with that movie that's like, okay.
It can take as long as it needs to, as long as Michael Keaton stays. I'm in.
Yeah, I had heard from somewhere that he's not entirely sure if he's actually going to be in it.
Yeah, he came out and said that he's having second thoughts, and that's just upsetting.
Yeah, apparently the COVID stuff, and I'm like, no, don't.
This
don't
Flash movie feels like it's on the verge of falling apart, and I don't want it to. I want to see Michael Keaton play Batman again. I've been so excited about that for like a year now, and I hope that it happens.
Somehow Ezra Miller's enthusiasm for this movie has somehow kept it afloat.
I guess, yeah. I mean, dude can do anything. Apparently, he's somehow untouchable. Choked out a fan. Saw the video. Not going to just leave that alone. Next up, Seth Rogen has been cast as Steven Spielberg's uncle in his upcoming film about his childhood. Sure, why not?
It fits. He's Jewish. I love Seth Rogen, so
yeah, okay. Wonder what this film's going to be like. If this is going to be, I mean, it's probably going to be. You know, we talked in Jurassic Park about Oscar Spielberg and fun Spielberg. This sounds like Oscar Spielberg.
Yeah, it's going to be Oscar Spielberg, but I mean, let's be honest. We were going to get a biography on this guy at some point.
It's just weird to do your own biography.
That part is weird. I've never heard of an autobiographical movie. What?
Yeah, Rocket Man, kind of.
8 Mile, kind of also.
True. Yeah, it does happen. It's weird when it happens, but it does happen.
And I don't think anyone was really surprised with Eminem doing one because it's Eminem.
Yeah. Let's end with some sad news. Oscar-nominated actor George Segal has died at 87 years old due to complications from surgery. Segal was nominated for his performance in 1966's Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and he was well known for his role as Pop Solomon on The Goldbergs. And he will be missed. I have yet to see Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. I bought it recently, but when I got home, the movie was not in the case, so I had to return it. Yeah, that's the movie.
I haven't seen it either. I haven't seen it either. The only thing I've seen of the Goldbergs besides advertisements for it was I watched a clip on YouTube when Freddie England appeared as not Freddie England. Wow, Robert England. Jesus, my mind. I fucked that up. When Robert England appeared as Freddie one final time for us.
I figured that's the only bit of that show you would have seen.
Yeah. Look,
it's cool that he did that. I don't think he's ever going to be Freddie again. I think that's it. It's weird that was his swan song for the role.
I think they had to work a lot on that one because before that he was very adamant that he's not putting on the makeup again because I think he's in his 70s now and it's a long process. He's probably not game for it anymore. But I think they were able to convince him to be like, hey, can you do it just one more time for our little show? Because it'd be really cool.
Nick Castle's in his 70s too. He still played Michael. Just saying.
Yeah, but I feel Freddie requires a little bit more. You got to talk and you got to make jokes, and there's a lot more to it.
You put enough zeros on the end of a check, Robert Englund will come back as Freddy Krueger.
I don't think so.
Trust me.
Well, his estate has the franchise, and we have yet to hear anything about a new movie. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shit.
I was like, his estate has the rights again, not New Line.
That's actually pretty cool that England has the Elm Street rights.
Mm-hmm.
Did like Wes Craven leave them to him or something?
It was a Wes Craven on New Line did some kind of weird thing because the things got shuffled around when New Line won Friday 13th, so they could do Freddy vs. Jason, and then the remakes were coming out and they were being done by Platinum Dunes, which is a subsidiary of Paramount, I believe. So it just the rights get all fucking wonky. Somehow it ended up going to his estate.
God, the amount of red tape in these franchises is fucking staggering. It really is unbelievable to me, man. It seems like it should be so simple, but it's the farthest thing from. And the more I learn about it, the crazier this rabbit hole gets.
You know what? Honestly, how it's going with Friday 13th, I'm glad that it ended up the way it did with nightmare.
Yeah.
Because this means like at most ask permission to make a movie, and as long as they like your idea, okay, we get a new Freddy movie.
There any filmmakers right now who you think would do a decent Elm Street?
Um, right now, you know what? I could see someone like Mike Flanagan, who's done things like Doctor Sleep, Haunting of Hill House, stuff like that. I feel like he'd do a really good job. Um, I know, and I'm actually kind of down for this. Elijah Wood has a production company, and he was on a podcast where they asked, "Is there any?" Because he does a lot of horror movies with that company. And they asked, like, "Is there any big franchise you would be interested in?" And without missing a beat, he was like, "I would love to do a Nightmare on Elm Street." And
cool.
you know what? I'm down. I'm kind of curious because I've seen some what his company comes out with, and they do really cool, inventive, neat, small horror films. So I'm cool. I'm curious on what he would do if they ever let him do it.
Yeah, me too. That'd be sweet. Finally, this was sad. Emmy-winning actress Jessica Walter has passed away at 80 years old from natural causes. She was known for her role as Lucille Bluth on Arrested Development and as Mallory Archer on Archer. And she will be missed for sure. I've yet to see Play Misty for Me. That's like her big horror claim to fame. I'd like to watch that. And I was a big Arrested Development fan and a big Archer fan, so damn shame. I'm gonna miss her.
I'm a big I haven't seen Arrested Development, but I love Archer, so that is a shame. She's really funny in that show. And yeah, I need to see Play Misty for Me also. My parents have hyped it up to me for years.
I've heard it's like a carbon copy of Fatal Attraction. Like they just ripped off the movie so hard. But I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't claim that for sure.
Yeah, I just know that my parents have hyped it. My mom is like, it's one of the few Eastwood films she likes. So
I think it was his first one as a director.
I believe so.
Right on. So that's all that happened last week in film. Let's talk Nobody, the only big release of this week. Theater release that we both were able to go see. Very excited. Nobody was directed by Ilya Naishuller, the director of the 2015 innovative action flick Hardcore Henry, which I thought was really cool. I enjoyed Hardcore Henry.
I liked it a lot. That movie was awesome. Not enough people have seen that, and more people need to go watch that movie.
When I worked at Alamo Draft House, we picked up Hardcore Henry, and I was a food runner, and one person went to see Hardcore Henry, and I delivered a bowl of fried pickles to that person, and that was the only time I went into the Hardcore Henry theater the entire time we had it. That's a bummer.
Yeah, it makes me sad. I rented it and I fell in love. I was like, why has no one seen this movie?
Yeah, it's incredibly creative and really cool. I love Sharlto Copley, and I wish he got more work. I don't know what the hell happened to him, but
I've loved him in everything I've watched. All the stuff he does with Neil Blomkamp, Hardcore Henry. Yeah,
for sure. Remember Murdoch in the A-Team?
Oh yeah, he was actually really good as Murdoch.
That movie is pretty good. I was surprised. Like that's an entertaining film.
Yeah, I don't care what people say. I get entertained every time I see that film.
Yeah, how could you not? The film Nobody was written by Derek Kolstad, who wrote all 3 John Wick films and is part of the writers team for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So this guy knows how to write action, and he brought it with Nobody. There's potential for this film to one day cross over with John Wick. There's definitely a similar tone. It's not outside the realm of possibility to think that these guys exist in the same world.
The ultimate showdown.
Hutch Mansell is pretty much like the government's John Wick. One thing I love about him is that he doesn't win most of his fights. Like he fights, but in the end, he still gets his ass kicked because he's like, pushing 50 and out of shape.
And that's what I point out in my review when I put the one up for the site was, it's not just in horror, right? A big movie comes out, it becomes a hit. The studios take notice and just do and most of them look at the wrong thing that made it famous and come out with carbon copy copycats that suck.
Yeah.
Then you get some studios and creators like look at like, okay, what do people like about this, and what can we add to it? Like, what creative anger can we go with? And that's where this fell into. Where they found a creative anger, and I think it helped having the writer from all three John Wicks.
Yeah.
In it, and that was to me the angle they went with was okay. Yes, it is a awesome balls of war action like John Wick, but unlike John Wick, this guy gets his ass kicked. This guy's a little out of shape. He ain't in shape like Keanu Reeves, but he still always comes up the winner at the end, and you still need to be terrified of this man.
Yeah, and he still invokes fear. Like the scene where like, he goes to find the guys who robbed his house, and that one soldier sees the tattoo, and he's like, "Oh shit, this guy's business," and he like leaves, like, "Thank you for your service," and like locks himself out. Like I love how they build him up. Like this guy was someone. Like what was he to the world? And it kind of keeps it a little vague as to what he really did, which I think leaves it open for franchise exploration, because John Wick did the same thing. Kind of told you like he was a Russian mob enforcer, but also, much more than that.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see like, who Hutch Mansell was.
Yeah. I really like that scene because the guy's just like, "Thank you for your service." He's like, "Thanks, old man." And you just see the guy lock it and shit. And then just bounce like, "Yeah, I'm out. I'm not a part of this anymore."
I love those when that happens. So Bob Odenkirk stars as Hutch Mansell, secret badass. Odenkirk was known for his sketch comedy show, Mr. Show with Bob and David, as well as his appearances on The Larry Sanders Show, before he hit superstardom when he was cast as sleazy lawyer Saul Goodman on Breaking Bad, and later starred in his own spin-off, Better Call Saul, which is entering its 6th and final season. And I am a massive Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul fan. I mean, Austin and I did a whole Filmgazm bonus when El Camino came out and discussed our favorite moments of Breaking Bad. Like, I am a diehard super fan of those shows. So I love Bob Odenkirk. I was in on this before I saw anything. I saw his face and I'm like, I'm going to see this movie.
Okay, I was about to say I really wanted to talk about this because I know you're a big Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul fan. I unfortunately missed the bus when it came out, so I've not seen Breaking Bad. I haven't seen Better Call Saul. I know who he is. I've seen him a lot of like various parts in comedies, and he does make me laugh. I think he's a really funny guy.
Yeah.
So I did want to see like, how did you think he did in this? From someone who's a massive fan who knew he was, and then like where I come from, not knowing as much.
I think that Bob Odenkirk shows incredible range in this film. I think he approaches Hutch Mansell with a lot like as like a depressed, stuck in a rut character who also happens to be a super trained like combat agent. And that's almost secondary to who this guy is. This movie's more about a man stuck in a rut rediscovering what makes him happy in life. That just happens to be murdering bad people. But I think having seen him play a lot of different characters, especially Saul and Jimmy in the spinoff, Bob Odenkirk is a very talented actor who doesn't seem to think he is, which is wild. I watched a video from GQ where he kind of discussed his career, talked about different projects he's done, and he's very humble. He doesn't believe that he's like deserving of all this success, and he doesn't consider himself a great actor, but he fucking is, and he's earned his place. And I can't wait to see him. I really hope this propels him to like, a movie star career, because he deserves it. He's earned it. And with Better Call Saul ending, this will give him an opportunity to, keep doing work. And I'm excited for that. Saul Goodman is my favorite character in Breaking Bad. He's hilarious. He's a prick, but he gets shit done. The way they meet him is one of their associates gets busted for meth possession, and they need to get him out of jail. And there's this commercial, Better Call Saul, like local sleazy new Albuquerque lawyer. He has a big inflatable Statue of Liberty on top of his office that's in a strip mall. Saul Goodman. And the way like Walt and Jesse are sitting in a car, and Walt's like, "Are you kidding me? We need a real lawyer." And Jesse's like, "No, you need this guy. This is a real lawyer. This is a guy who's going to, sleaze it up, pay off the right people, get your guy out of prison the way we need it." They say the way he phrases it is, "We don't need a criminal lawyer. We need a criminal lawyer. It's perfect. And from the get-go, you're like, yeah, this guy's a piece of shit, but I like him. Yeah, it's fantastic. And I'm so glad he was given his own show that explores like how he became this bastard.
Okay.
Gotta watch those shows.
So yeah, I know. I was gonna say on like my end, not having seen those shows, I only have known him as a comedic actor. So like it's always been comedy associated with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of those like what I've seen. I was like, he knows how to do comedy. He's great at it. Yeah. So I remember seeing him being like, really, okay, this is an interesting choice for your lead in an action movie. But again, because of Hardcore Henry, I was like, well, I'm going to see it. I like that movie a lot. And watching this, and I was blown away. I was very impressed with not having as much knowledge with his prior stuff that he was able to pull off the action scenes the way he did. Even the solo things you're talking about, he pulled off really well, and even still having that bit of comedy throughout. He did have moments where he did get comedic.
Yeah,
and I was still laughing. So it's like I was impressed. He really showed incredible range in like 90 minutes.
One of my favorite quotes from Breaking Bad that I think really defines the character of Saul Goodman was in season 3. I think it was when Saul first meets Walt's wife, and the way what he says to her is, "Oh, I see my client's taste in women is the same as his taste in lawyers, only the best with just a little bit of dirty." Fucking brilliant, man! Like, oh, and they're both just like, oh, yeah. So I'm a fan, big time, of Bob Odenkirk, and not just him, but like, there's so many great people in this cast. Let's talk a bit about them. So we got Connie Nielsen as Becca Mansell, Hutch's completely oblivious wife. Nielsen is known for her role as Queen Hippolyta in the Wonder Woman films, as well as her role as Lucilla in Gladiator. And I feel like she was a little underutilized, but I get why. It's two separate worlds, and he has to kind of have one foot in each. I'm sure that if this does get a sequel, that'll be further explored.
Yeah, and she wasn't really as underutilized as another actor we'll get to.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I like her in this, but she's always been one of those actors I like. I love her in Gladiator.
Yeah,
like her in Wonder Woman, and she was also really good here. I was actually kind of like couldn't tell at times if she was oblivious to his past life or knew.
Yeah, like when she's, when he shows up with all the wounds and she's just kind of like treating the wounds, it did feel like, here we go again.
Yeah.
But then later on, when, the criminals storm the house, she's like, what's going on? It was a little unclear how much she knew about his life.
Yeah. Part of me wonders if she knew a little bit and maybe knew he put maybe something dark behind him when they met, but maybe not the full details.
That could be, yeah, there's something to that. I mean, he had a lot of skeletons in the closet. Russian actor Alexei Serebrykov plays Yulian Kunetsov, the psychotic gangster. I'm not Russian. I'm doing my best.
Great job there, buddy.
Serebrykov has done a number of Russian films, including Leviathan, Van Gogh's, and Cargo 200, and this is his first American production. And he's great. He's a great bad guy. This dude's hilarious and scary at the same time.
Yeah. To me, he brings like the most European, like foreign flair to this movie. American bad guys, they make a point to make them almost overly serious and scary. If you watch a lot of foreign films, their bad guys can be like all over the fucking place. They'll be scary one minute and then like completely hilarious the next. It's like a roller coaster going with these bad guys. And he really brought that style to this movie, and it works completely well.
Derek Kolstad really likes writing Russian gangsters. I mean, this guy felt like, Vigo Tarasov if he was like missing some brain cells. I love his introduction of just like, kind of doing karaoke in his club. And then these other gangsters like, I don't know if you're the right guy to protect our stuff. And he just breaks a martini glass and carves up some asshole. Like, Jesus.
In his line, convinced yet.
Yeah. Do you know who that was? No.
Or was?
It's like, no. Oh my God. That's great. I hope he gets to do more because I was impressed. Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, I hope to see more stuff.
Christopher Lloyd plays David Mansell, Hutch's ex-soldier father. Lloyd is known mostly for his role as Dr. Emmett Brown in the Back to the Future franchise. Some of his other films include Clue, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Dennis the Menace, among many others. This is a guy who's been working consistently since the 70s. One of my all-time favorite actors. I mean, we did Back to the Future on Oscar Sunday a few months ago. Great time. That was, it's my favorite movie of all time. So I was very happy to see him in this. And I love his character so much.
I remember when I saw it, I was like, oh, sweet, Christopher Lloyd's in it. And then we'll probably get to it later when we talk about scenes and stuff. But God, the whole fucking climax, I had a grin on my face the whole time. I was like, fuck yeah, Christopher Lloyd, you do it. You get it.
So apart from Back to the Future, which is pretty much everybody's, go-to Christopher Lloyd performance, what are some other movies of his that you really love? Christopher Lloyd performances.
Oh God, shit! I actually have to rack the noggin for other things I've seen him in.
Well, I'll bring up one.
I don't mind Lincoln.
Judge Doom in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
On IMDb.
Judge Doom.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
He's scary as fuck. I love that performance. I love the fact that he doesn't blink at all because he's not human. He's a toon. And Christopher Lloyd plays such a great bad guy. And Dennis the Menace, Switchblade Sam. It's goofy, but it's fun.
I like. Yeah. Also, Clue or Addams Family.
Fester. Yeah, I forgot about the Addams Family. Good call.
Yeah. I got on IMDb. I was like, oh, I gotta rack my brain here. I fucking forgot what else I've seen him in. But that's right. Yeah, I do like him as Fester in Addams Family and Clue. He's hilarious in that too.
Professor Plum, yeah, who's constantly hitting on all the women. It's you and me, bunch. That's great.
That's a great movie. I'm actually Ryan Reynolds keeps talking about a remake that I definitely want to happen with him attached.
Yeah. If they get a good cast going, they can be great. Because Clue, its biggest strength was the ensemble. Everyone was so good. And it'll be tough to capture that again.
Yeah, it will be, but we'll see.
We will see. Wu-Tang Clan member RZA plays Harry Mansell, Hutch's brother. Apart from his lucrative rap career, RZA has also appeared in such films as The Man with the Iron Fists, American Gangster, The Dead Don't Die, and G.I. Joe Retaliation. And it was so cool to see RZA just show up and be like, I got your back, bro. He clearly, faked his own death at some point. And I want his story. I want a spinoff.
Yeah, I was honestly, the past movies I've seen with RZA in it, never been that impressed. Yeah. I like his time in Wu-Tang, but besides that, his movie was just okay, not that great RZA. But this one, I actually really liked him in it, and I remember going, give me more of RZA. Let me see. I want to see more of what happened to him.
Hell yeah. And finally, Michael Ironside plays Hutch's father-in-law and boss. And Ironside has always been one of my favorite character actors, and I was shocked to see how he has really kind of, no disrespect meant, but he's looking rough.
I didn't recognize him at first, but he has such a recognized voice. And when he started talking, I was like, oh God, that's Michael Ironside. I was like, oh, look, I get it. We get older and age happens. But wow. It was a little sad to see that.
He's, he's underutilized as hell, but I get why. But he could have been a great bad guy in this. I think he's still got it in him to play memorable characters. To me, he'll always be Lieutenant Ratchik from Starship Troopers. I only have one rule: everyone fights, no one quits. You don't do your job, I'll shoot you. Like, how do you not, get chills at that?
Look, his whole time with Paul Verhoeven was awesome. I mean, you got that, RoboCop, Total Recall, like all the movies he did with him, he is awesome in them.
I love him in Starship Troopers. One of my favorite roles of his was voicing Darkseid in Justice League, the cartoon. He brought a real terror to that character. Like, you believed this guy could conquer the universe. And I really wish, I love the Snyder cut, but I think it would have been really cool if Michael Ironside had voiced him again.
Yeah. That would have been cool. No spoilers, I haven't seen Snyder's cut yet. I still need to carve out 4 hours or at least an hour of my time.
It's bitching. It's a great movie.
I'm sure it is, but it's a commitment.
It is a commitment. It's your whole day. But it's worth it. Like, I'd watch it again. Nobody has an IMDb score of 7.8 and a current Rotten Tomatoes score of 80%, so it's doing really well. No word yet on box office return, but not expecting much for obvious reasons. Let's discuss the movie.
All right.
So I love the way this film opens with just title cards of days and montage of the same shit constantly. Always forgetting the trash, Metro Pass, coffee, like spreadsheets, go home. Hey, you missed the trash. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant because it gets you with them. Like, you identify with the character immediately because we're all stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
You get up and do the same routine every day. And it is mind numbing. So when you see that happen and you're seeing it constantly with them, immediately you're in for like, oh yeah, been there. Know what that's like, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. And we get, the robbery and his reluctance to fight because eventually, as we find out, he realized the gun's empty and there's no real threat. I love that. That's why. And it makes sense that this is a guy who has killed so many people. Like, this is a guy that death doesn't even register to him anymore. It literally is just business to this guy. And he wants that back. It's so weird to see a character like John Wick you can feel is tortured by it. Like, he doesn't want to be this, but it's just who he is. But this guy, he wants nothing more than to step back into that world and blow some brains out. It's such an odd way to see that. We never see that kind of a character that's just like, God, I wish I could kill someone right now.
Yeah, it's like he wants it bad because of the rut he's stuck in. He can't get he's so tired where he's like, God, if I could just go back to killing, that would be fantastic. And to an extent, you kind of are with them. You see the way people treat him constantly. I mean, his own kids with the robbery, which at first, they don't lay out that info that the bullets are. So you're just like, why didn't he attack them? And you see his kids treat him the way they do. His wife puts a pillow between them when they sleep.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. His neighbor was not so slowly putting in his face that he got this Mustang that he's going to drive really fast. And, he goes to work and his wife's brother works there and is giving, like, he's dealing with people constantly putting him down as a man, essentially as a man. They're like, you're not that much of a man. You can't even defend your household.
Yeah. Like, the day after the robbery, when his son's like, I need to interview a soldier for a paper. And he's like, well, I didn't really see any action. And the Connie Nielsen goes, well, you can interview Grandpa. He was a real soldier. Like, fuck. Harsh. And you can see, like, Hutch was like, it stung. He goes like, oof. But he doesn't say anything. He's like, she's right. He doesn't want to upset the apple cart, but at the same time, he wants to do something. And that, it culminates on the bus fight, which I thought was so well choreographed.
Look, like we said, it's written by the guy that John Wick. And if there's one thing that has made me so happy since John Wick came out, is that American action movies have stepped up with foreign action movies now.
Damn straight.
And God, the fight choreography in so many action movies has improved, and this is very evident in this scene. The fight choreography is amazing. No, it's not John Wick stylized. You're seeing every single thing, and he's not taking any hits. This is a real, like, if it was a real person who's been out of the game for so long, he's middle aged, he's a little out of shape now, fighting Russian gangsters.
Yeah, it's fantastic. He's just, I love when the guy just punches him in the back of the head and he's just like, but then keeps fighting. Like, yeah, it makes sense. There's no, form yet. He's still, he's getting back on the horse. And it just starts out so simple. He just takes out the gun, takes the bullets out, just goes, I'm going to fuck you up. It's just so easy. He gets like hurled out the window, gets up, goes back on the fucking bus. It's just hilarious.
He just like walks past the bus lady and kind of looks at her and just hold on. Just opens the door to get back in. I think I like the part where he sees the guy grabbing the bullets, like to load the gun, and his whole face when he just goes, kind of rolls his eyes, and then just grabs the bar, just yanks it off, and beats the shit out of the guy with it.
Yeah, and that, gets him involved with the Russians. And it's interesting how that happens. It's not like he's back in the game. It's who the fuck is this guy? And that's cool because we're in the same boat. We're like, who is this guy? And we get little glimpses of like, he was an auditor for the government. Like he was sent to take out anybody who was deemed like a legitimate threat. He was a government assassin. And I love his story about the guy he let go who ended up having a family. And he was like, fuck, I want that. That's why he got out of the game, because he was jealous of some asshole he let go.
What I liked even more was the recurring joke of him telling people his backstory and then falling asleep on him.
Yeah, that was great. I love the whole like Black Russian recurring gag where he's like, I never saw a Black Russian before. He's like, yes, I get that a lot. And the whole like when the assault on the house, when he puts his family in the basement, is like, don't call 911, and just fucks these guys up. It was so cool when he breaks the bat and just stabs the dude. God damn, man.
I wonder too with this, brother. We mentioned his thing with Russian gangsters. Did he have issues with his house? Because John Wick and now this movie have feature scenes where the houses get fucked up.
Maybe it's weird. I think, I don't know. Maybe it's funny.
I like how you killed the guy with the teapot, though. That was fucking brutal.
That was grisly.
In the lasagna, he took the time to make, I should point out.
Yep. And then they still, they tase him and he loses that fight. He ends up handcuffed in the trunk. I love it. Instinctively, he immediately like dislocates his thumb to get out of the cuffs. Like muscle memory almost. Like, damn.
He doesn't, in that scene, he knows that's to me when you kind of tell like he's really getting his training back. He doesn't miss a beat. He breaks his thumb, gets out of the cuffs, opens the trunk a little bit, see where they're going, and immediately devises a way to get out.
That was great when he just kicks his way through and crashes the car. God damn, man.
That was when he just starts like, spraying the damn extinguisher till they crash. I was like, fuck yeah.
Dude, he's John Wick. He's not quite there, but he's getting there. That was stupid.
He's working on it.
So the Russians figure out like, all right. I love when his Alexei's like, his name was Alexei, right? The bad guy. What the hell was his name? 1 second.
Yeah, I think it was Alexei.
The actor's Alexei. Julian is the bad guy. My mistake. When Julian's like finder discovers who this guy is by blackmailing her guy at the Pentagon, and she like finds all of this murder and like death, and she's like, I'm out, no questions, here he is. It was awesome. Like, no, you don't have to pay me anything, I'm gone, good luck.
Doesn't even go in there and just throws everything at him and then leaves. Yeah, I love how great this guy, the writer, is with like between John Wick and this, how he can build up these characters so well. He doesn't put out like explanation and boring ass exposition throughout. It is like the reaction of how people are acting to this person being back. In John Wick, you had the various reactions to him being back in the game. People going, "Ah, shit."
Yeah.
And you had it here too, of people being like, "Nope, out. All right, it's your problem. Wipe my hands clean."
But the thing is, it's not just people. Like in both movies, it's hardened Russian gangsters who are like, "Nope, fuck this." That's amazing. It builds it up so well to be like, what is this guy? Not who is this guy? What is this guy?
What is this guy capable of doing?
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic. I think my favorite moment is when the gangsters go after Christopher Lloyd, and he's just sitting there in his chair. Like Hutch called him and said, like, "Hey, the day has come." Dad's like, "Okay." Like, there's very little dialogue there, but this guy's an ex-soldier, ex-FBI. Like, he's trained too. You get the feeling that he trained his kids to be prepared for anything. I think this guy was into some deep shit. I would love to see that story.
I'd love
for sure.
Oh yeah, no, a movie with like all three of them in it equally would be awesome. Like a sequel to all three of them equally would be awesome. Yeah, no, I do like that scene too, especially when the orderly walks in. And he's like, "Man, what did I tell you? Turn the TV down." And then it cuts and he's like having the guy near him.
But just he's like, they come around to kill him, and he's just like, he puts his hand on the hammer to keep it from shooting, and then blows the guy away with like a fucking sawed off. Damn, man. Yeah, just holds him quietly while he's struggling to breathe, and damn.
As far as that's not even like the last time you get to see Christopher Lloyd in action, which is great.
This whole damn family is bloodthirsty as hell. All three of these guys have been waiting for an opportunity like this.
Yeah, they were just waiting, all bored.
I love when Hutch is trying to buy his father-in-law's business because he wants something of his own. It's like waste management or something, and he just shows up to the office with a box of gold and is like, "Here." And Michael Ironside's like, "Holy shit, deal." And I love the son-in-law or the brother-in-law is like, "But what am I gonna do?" And Hutch just goes, "I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
Get out."
I love when he tried to punch Hutch, and Hutch fucking just dodges and punches him right in the fucking gut. And all right, now just sit down. It's okay.
It's okay. And he's just like, just crying. He Home Alone traps that whole damn place, and the Russians show up. And I love RZA's there with a sniper rifle, and Christopher Lloyd shows up with shotguns.
Before we get to that, I love the lead up to that when he goes to the club.
Yeah,
and the Russian guy is singing, and he sees him, and he's like enjoying the meal. Nah, give him a little entertainment.
That's great. Yeah, I love that part because he's just. I love that Julian's like, "What are you doing here? Like, what's the game here? Like, why are you here?" And Hutch is just like, "You came after my family. You don't fucking do that." Like, just, oh my god, the balls on this dude. It's awesome. I know this stuff has been done 100 times, but
it's done well though. It's been done 100 times, but it's done well in this movie.
Yes,
so it gets you into it. And what I love about that scene is that numerous times, he thinks he has the upper hand on Hutch. Numerous times, he pulls the guns. He has all his Russian gangsters pull the guns on them, and the dude just removes his napkin and reveals that he has a bomb strapped to him. That he's ready to pull that pin if they even try.
He's got a fucking claymore. Like,
yeah. So they just bounce because he wants to be alone. And then when he tries to yell back at him off, like, "You don't fucking do that," he's like, "You killed my brother." And he's like, "Well, last time I checked, he was still alive."
Jumping the gun.
So he's like constantly thinking he has the upper hand on Hutch in this scene, and Hutch just constantly comes back at him like, "No, you don't. I'm in control. You're not."
Well, that's when Julian finds out that Hutch burned the entire fortune of the Russian mob that Julian was supposed to be protecting. And he tells him, like, I know you didn't want to do that. Like, this is your out. You know, go home, do what you want. Just leave me alone. Let us go our separate ways. This is your one opportunity. Like, fuck, man.
And then the car chase scene with the song they picked for it was awesome. I love how when Hutch gets his car, you see him cross his fingers, like he's even hoping, like, just please don't do it. Don't do it. And as soon as he sees him come out, he's like, oh, okay, he decided to do it.
Heartbreaker, right? By Pat Benatar, that's what it was?
Yeah, Heartbreaker.
Excellent. Yeah, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find the fuck out. Beautiful. And yeah, leads him to the factory where he's got backup. Dad and bro are there to fuck up some Russians.
And this was a scene that had a smile on my face the whole way through. I mean, every time Bob Odenkirk was taking out people, watching Christopher Lloyd just gleefully, I should point out, take out people with a shotgun. And then RZA kicking ass, like that scene when he shot the 3 dudes with 1 sniper. I damn near wanted to jump out of my seat. It was so awesome to see.
That was bitching. Yeah. What does he say to Dad? Like, you brought a lot of shotguns. And he goes, well, you brought a lot of Russians. Like, just, I love Christopher Lloyd to death. And I love that, he, dude's in his 80s and he's pushing, he's doing shit like this. Like, that's fantastic. He had a blast.
Yeah. It's like, unfortunately, Hollywood has this thing, right? Where like if actors and actresses get old, they can't do certain things by Hollywood standards. Yeah. So when you have these younger directors or writers are like, no, fuck that. Let's see if they're interested and they can totally do it. So the fact that they even were like, more like asked him, like, look, it's going to require some action scenes. Are you down? And since he's in the movie, he clearly said yes. So to see someone like, yeah, Christopher Lloyd, fucking Doc Brown, for Christ's sakes, like Uncle Fester, like, like to turn on with 2 shotguns mowing down Russian gangsters. Fuck yeah, I'm in.
I love they all make it out. Like RZA gets shot, but they're all good. And the way Hutch fucks up Julian is so awesome. Straps the claymore to bulletproof glass and runs at him and just blasts him apart. God damn. One of the most badass death scenes in movie history. Jesus.
That was awesome. And God, Julian was such an idiot for continuing to shoot. Like, don't get me wrong, he wasn't on his end, but it equaled amazing entertainment on my end. So I'll take it.
Yeah, it's great. And, in the end, they end up, moving because Hutch burned the house down. And
but his secret burning record, that was awesome.
But he gets a call, like, it's almost like, John Wick, you can't just come back without consequences. And Hutch is clearly back in the game. Or at least, the rest of the Russian mob is not going to be so happy that this guy burned their life savings. So you can't run from that. They're going to find you.
Yeah, no, and I do like how when he gets the call and he's like, and his wife immediately, do you have a basement? Like, she's in. It's not gonna be this cliche storyline like, I have to leave you because I'm tired. No, she's in. She's like, all right, hon, I get it. Let's get a basement. Let's keep this family safe.
Yeah, they're clearly setting up for a potential franchise, and I welcome it. I look forward to this. I love when he gets arrested and he's got the cat and like the smoke, and he's just like, they're like, who the fuck are you? He's just nobody. And they're gonna arrest him, and they get the call, and you see their eyes like, fuck. Like clearly they got like a big call and said like, let this guy go right now.
Yeah, which one could almost argue almost kind of ups John Wick a little bit because it was only the Russian gangsters that were scared of him. Well, no, there was that one cop, Jimmy. Can't forget about Jimmy.
Local Jimmy was just like, yeah, you working again, John? No, just sorting some stuff out. Okay. Smart cop.
Yeah. So you had like a version of that here, but this time they get that phone call and it was like, all right, yep, you're good to go. Can't even get arrested. That's probably why he was so calm, like cool and calm during being in there.
This guy is clearly known as like the asset in some circles. Like this guy is, the guy you send in when everything else has gone to shit. And that's awesome. I mean, it's not new ground. It's not, it's familiar territory, but it's a world we love walking into because it's fun. And there's nothing wrong with having fun.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, like, yeah, it has been done 1,000 times. And obviously the most recent example that we keep saying, because it's from the same writer, is John Wick.
Yeah.
But again, much like with that film, how that kind of revitalized kind of Reeves's career, and in a way, this one almost to me is going to really reshape Odenkirk's career. They both know how to do World War I territory in a very fun and engaging, creative way. Where yeah, I have seen this before, but this is so fucking entertaining. I can't look away. Like I want to keep watching. I want more.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to like a John Wick cinematic universe where these guys, team up to fuck up some like triads or something. I'd love to see that. Or like, what if, the government sends in Hutch to take out John Wick? Like that's a plausible story right there.
We know there's still a John Wick chapter 4 and 5 on the way. So who knows?
I don't know. Everyone's been kind of coy about that. Derek Kolstad has not said no. So I don't know. It's all the rage now. It's the age of cinematic universes. If you can make one work, great.
Yeah. And I don't know, in general, like after this director's kind of like, I feel like the missed opportunity he got with Hardcore and Henry not becoming bigger than it should have been. I want this to become big. I really want this director to have huge success with this so that we can get a franchise, and so he gets more work. So I really like his brand of action.
Yeah.
And what he brings to the action cinema. So I want to see him do more. I really do.
His direction and Kolstad's screenplay makes for some entertainment for sure. Like they work well together. Oh, yeah. I dug this movie. I give it an 8. It's a solid action flick with serious franchise potential, and I enjoyed it.
Yep. I agreed with you. I gave it an 8 as well. I'm really impressed with Odenkirk. Awesome action scenes. I want more. I want to see some more sequels.
Yeah, for sure. I want a franchise. I want to buy a box set someday. Well, thanks for listening, folks. Next week's release is going to be through the fucking roof. First up, we have a new demonic possession horror flick called The Unholy. So we might discuss that. But most of all, we have the long-awaited blockbuster Godzilla vs. Kong getting a theater and HBO Max release. Caleb will be joining me next week for that epic battle, as well as for the 2001 sci-fi comedy Evolution on Wednesday's Filmgazm podcast. Gonna be a good week.
Let them fight.
I can't wait. I'm gonna for sure be marathoning the 2014 to 2019 MonsterVerse films prior, and I'll be seeing it day of Wednesday.
I wish I could say the same thing. If I wasn't so behind on everything else, I'd be there because I really like this MonsterVerse. So, but we'll get into like the MonsterVerse next week.
Oh hell yeah! For Easter, Austin and I will be doing the 1956 epic The Ten Commandments on Oscar Sunday, and the Giggle guys will be back to make y'all laugh on Friday. Thanks again for listening. Have a great week. Keep watching movies.